Most nightmarish crustaceans in the world. American lobster. The American lobster is actually freakishly fascinating, starting with its obvious and bizarre appearance. These lobsters, like other crustaceans, wear their skeletons on the outside of their bodies, shedding them frequently and growing a new exoskeleton whenever they outgrow the old one, but that's just standard crustacean weirdness. The American lobster has some unique body stuff going on that sounds like it's been created in a lab by aliens. If it damages one of its 10 legs, it just sheds the broken one and grows a new one. Coconut crabs. A squeeze from a coconut crab claw can crush your fingers with 10 times more strength than a human hand, with the most intense claw strength of any crustacean on the planet. This mighty beast puts the crushing powers of other crabs in the shade. This mutant can lift up to 28 kilos, as much as a small child, kids and pets. It can crack open to coconuts so your squishy mitts will be no match. The monstrous size of this sea creature makes it hard to miss at a mighty 4 kilos with a length of 40 centimeters and legs spanning almost a meter. Mantis shrimps. The mantis shrimp, or stomatopod, is also known as the thumb splitter. Handle this mini monster and be prepared for painful consequences, growing to between 4 and 8 inches and living for between 3 to 6 years. These brightly colored creatures hang out in the Indian and Pacific Oceans, enjoying the protection and buffet of snacks available around coral reefs. Mantis shrimp feed on fish, other shrimp and crabs. Some of their hunting techniques are violent and downright terrifying. Although there are lots of different species of mantis shrimp, they are all known as either smashers or spears. Due to their crazy assassination techniques, smashers have a kind of club appendage called a dactyl club that they use to batter and literally smash their prey into bits. Crayfish. Crayfish, crawfish, crawdads, mudbugs, yabbies, crawdaddies, known by many different names. These clawed crustaceans may seem kind of tame, delicious, and certainly not something to have you waking up in a cold sweat in the night. There is a species of crayfish that has been doing just that, created by accident in an aquarium in 1995. The marbled crayfish has been spreading itself around the globe ever since, causing a terrifying existential threat to native species of crayfish and devastating ecosystems in its wake. Its monstrous ability to reproduce itself from its all-female population by cloning itself over and over again is what makes this particular sort of crayfish unstoppable. Chinese mitten crab. The furry clawed appearance of the Chinese mitten crab is creepy. These invasive crustaceans are certainly up to no good. Native to China and the area around Japan and Korea, the hairy clawed creepers have found their way across the globe. They like to hang around in massive groups and all burrow together into riverbanks, wrecking the places they go. Their burrowing has even caused levees to break. That is some menacing digging. Floral leg crab. This small mud crab is found mostly in Southeast Asia and down towards Australia. These small smooth-shelled crustaceans with pretty markings may look harmless, but they are harboring a menacing secret. This crab has the same famous toxin present in the pufferfish, called as tetrodotoxin, which is 1,200 times more lethal than cyanide. Japanese spider crab. The largest crabs in the world, Japanese spider crabs have 10 legs that can span as much as 12.5 feet and weigh almost 20 kilos. Masters of camouflage, Japanese spider crabs live at depths of 150 to 200 meters, where they use the things in their surroundings to cover their shells and blend into their environment, becoming almost invisible to predators, which may account for how they can live for 100 years, with some surviving even longer than that. But these oversized crustaceans are more likely to be hunted by octopus or stingray. They are scavengers and generally find their food in the leftovers and decaying debris of animals and plants on the bottom of the ocean. Mud crabs. Found in mangroves, swamps, creeks and estuaries throughout Australia, Asia, and Africa, the mud crab or Scylla serrata is a crab hunted and farmed for food. These crabs are sought by fishermen and food lovers everywhere, but seeking them out is not without its threats, wading through mud flats and mangroves teeming with crabs and maybe other predators. Mud crabs bury themselves just below the surface of the mud, settling comfortably and definitely not friendly to intruders. The mud or shallow water makes it difficult to spot these crustaceans. A threatened mud crab with gigantic claws and incredibly sharp pincers can really do some damage to a wrongly placed ankle. Remipedia. The remipedia is a small, completely blind cave dweller, but don't be fooled, this stinky little creature can still protect itself. Speleonectus tulumensis, found mainly in the darkness of underwater caves in Central America and Mexico, has a particularly grim technique of capturing and feeding on its prey. This unassuming little swimmer uses its fangs to inject its lunch with a lethal combination of enzymes and neurotoxins that first paralyze and then turn the contents of the unfortunate prey into an easily digestible sludge, which the remipedia then slurps out and discards the remaining shell or leftover fish bits.